Hi, Smira. I'm just going to go over these prime factors with you. So prime factors are when we use prime numbers. So we'll have to go over first of all what prime numbers are. So our list of prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, and they go on and on after that forever. And what we need to think about is, why are they called prime numbers? They're a special list of numbers, and you'll notice that a lot of them are odd numbers, and 2 is the only even number. What makes a prime number is that nothing will divide into that number. So if you look at 13, nothing will divide into 13 apart from 13 and 1, so that's why it's prime. 11 is the same, nothing goes into 11 apart from 11 and 1. Now you notice we don't have the number 9 in the list. The reason 9 is not there is because 3 will go into 9. And we don't have 15 there because 5 will go into 15. And literally anything that ends in a 5 will go in. So 5 is the only 5 number that's in your list. So when you're looking for prime numbers, it's good to write this list out first because these are the ones you use most. And then you think about, does anything go into this number? And if it is, it's a prime number. So the reason we're looking at prime numbers is because we use them with prime factors. So when you find prime factors, they must be prime numbers. They're not just ordinary factors. Factors, as you know, are numbers that divide and multiply together to make a number. But prime factors must be prime numbers. So let's have a look. For example, 6 can be written as 6 times 1, or it can be written as 2 times 3. These are both sets of factors. However, 2 and 3 are the prime factors because they are the prime numbers. 6 and 1 are not prime, so you can't say that they're prime factors. Another example, 10 can be written as 10 times 1 or 2 times 5. And again, the prime factors for 10 are 2 times 5. 10 times 1, 10 and 1 are not prime, so these are not the prime factors. So often prime numbers have more than 2 answers. Usually when we think of factors, we just think of one number times another, but with prime factors, you can have more than 2 answers in your list. For example, 12 is 2 times 2 times 3. And you might wonder, why can I not just say 4 times 3? Well, 4 is not prime. So 4 is not a prime factor. You have to write it as 2 times 2 instead of 4. Or if we looked at the number 20, the prime factors are 2 times 2 times 5. And you might be thinking again, why can I not just write 2 times 10? 10 is not a prime number. These answers must have prime numbers in them. Okay? So what happens is then, you can't just be guessing what the prime factors are. You have to have a method of finding these prime factors, and that method is our ladder method. And I'm going to go over the ladder method to help you see how to find these answers. So if we wanted the prime factors of 18, first thing to do is to write a list of the first few prime numbers up here so that you can look at them when you need to use them. We'll just write those ones. Second thing is you draw this line down the side of the number. Oops, try and draw it straight, not like me. We look at 18 and we think, which of these numbers will go into 18? 2 will go into 18. How many times? It will go 9 times. Now we look at 9. Which of these numbers will go into 9? 3 will go into 9. 3 goes in 3 times. Then we divide by 3 again. You know you're finished when you have got the answer 1. And these numbers here on the left hand side, these are the prime factors. So the prime factors of 18 are 2 times 3 times 3. Okay, they're all prime numbers, and when you multiply them together, you get 18. So let's look at 24. Again, I would just write over here, write your prime factors, prime numbers, and it'll remind you that these are the numbers that you can use. Okay, draw your line. So we look at 24 and we think, which of these numbers will go into 24? So 2 will go into 24, and it will go 12 times. When we look at 12, what will go into 12? Well, 2 will go into 12 again, and it will go 6 times. I think we'll divide by 2 again. And 2 will not go into 3, but 3 will go into 3. And we've finished because we've got the number 1. These numbers here, these are your answers. These are your prime factors. So the prime factors of 24 are 2, 2, 2, and 3. Okay, now notice we're putting a little multiply sign, not a plus sign. If you're trying to do this on the computer, just use an X from the keyboard instead of putting a plus sign. These are supposed to be multiplied together, and you can show that by an X. So let's look at 136. So again, we'll write our prime numbers over here, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17. So 136 is an even number, so start with the number 2. 68. So 68, just going to check. 136. 68. So we've got another even number, so we know 2 will go in. 2 goes into 68 34 times. Got another even number, so we know 2 will go in 17 times. Now you should recognize 17 from our list. So the only thing that goes into 17 is 17, goes 1 time. So these are the prime factors of 136. So the prime factors of 136 are 2 times 2 times 2 times 17. And if you multiply those together, you get 136. Now, I really hope this helps. I'm going to attach a little set of numbers. I just want you to find the prime factors of them, okay, Samira?